Grin, and this is BINBUSTER, where I buy, watch, and review budget bin movies for you. Coming from a different side of the room today, but however, the movie reviews are still the same. And today's film, as I pull it off my shelf right here, is It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. That's a bunch of mads, folks. Right there. This 1963 film, comedy, stars a veritable entourage of famous actors and comedians. It is one of those chase movies, you want to call it, where there's an item, they go and chase it to see if they actually all win it or not. You guys might be more familiar with Rat Race. That's what that movie was based off of, was Rat Race. As always, I'll give you the good, the bad, and my overall thoughts on this movie, as well as the rating, and I'll explain a little bit more about this afterwards. First, the good, the cast. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but it's hard to see. I'll read you off the cast. You guys ready? Stanley Kramer, who is the director, presents this movie, starring Spencer Tracy, Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, Buddy Hackett, Ethel Merman, Mickey Rooney, Phil Silvers, Jonathan Winters, Dorothy Provine, Edie Rochester Anderson, Jim Backus, Alan Carney, William Demarest, Andy Devine, Peter Falk, Norman Fell, Carl Reiner, Arnold Stang, Jesse White, Buster Keaton, Don Knotts, Zazu Pitts, Jack Benny, Jimmy Durante, the Three Stooges, and Jerry Lewis. All in this film. In 1963, that's a who's who of comedy. Oh yeah, that's a who's who of comedy. Three Stooges were kind of on their way out, because that was kind of their movies thing, so they were kind of on the tail end of their popularity. And so was Spencer Tracy, because he was very old, so was Jimmy Durante in this film. But it was kind of passing the torch to the younger generation, like Jonathan Winters, Milton Berle, Jerry Lewis, kind of that way. This movie, that cast is amazing. I still laugh at this movie. My wife and I watched this the other night when we got home from our anniversary weekend, and you guys can see that haul right up there, if I haven't put it up there yet. But this movie is actually pretty funny. I had a great time watching it, and my wife was like, "Oh, I did not know they were in here, or they were in there." You kind of get that in a film like this. That's why I kind of like films like this, where they go, and they even say this, and a few surprises. Yeah, there's a few surprises in here that I'd even mention. Because it's one of those movies that you're like, oh, they're in here. Kind of like Rat Race, where you see familiar faces, but you don't. It's very similar in that aspect. If you've seen Rat Race and like Rat Race, watch this movie. Another good, that's like my number one good. Another good is the fact that as they progress the story, it goes from 4 people who first realize this to 20 to 30, maybe even 40 people are now trying to find this money. that Jimmy Durante's character, who's a villain, who's a thief, I say villain like it's a superhero movie, but who's a thief, he hid the money somewhere and they're trying to find it. He hid it under Big W. That's all I'm giving you guys. If you guys have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. In fact, the Big W is somewhere right on that package. Yeah. I mean, this movie has it all. Hilarious. They even look at the camera several times. It's not necessarily breaking the fourth wall, but looking at something behind them. It's kind of funny in that aspect of it too. And they're being tracked by Spencer Tracy, who's a police detective, the captain, police captain, and he's sitting there tracking their every move on a map. It's hilarious because all his guys are reporting back to him. He's like, "Oh, don't worry about him. Let them find it. If they break any laws, we'll arrest them. It will all be done at the end." Yeah. Let's just say, what you think is going to happen to the money kind of happens. Like I said, if you've seen Rat Race, this movie is what Rat Race really is. You watch Rat Race, you watch this, you'll be like, Rat Race took that from here, and it's almost scene by scene. except for the little bit in between where you see all the other familiar faces. Yeah, because they don't have that one going on here. And my bad, I get you guys to this bad right now. The bad is the time. It's like 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes. Wow. No, that would be a very short movie, and that would be getting like a 10-star rating. But no, 3.5 hours. A 3.5-hour film. I know you're like, oh, Justice League was 4, blah 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 blah, Lord of the Rings, blah 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 blah, Hobbit. Yes, I understand that. But 1963, that's kind of unheard of. So this movie is 3.5 hours long. Yep. Almost to the 340 mark. Yeah, almost to the 340 mark. It's crazy long. But it is a good time. So that's my only bad for this. And I just got to say something here. Check this movie out. If you're a fan of old school comedy, this movie is for you. I give it a 3.5-star rating. It's there. It's good. I will rewatch again because it's one of my favorite films. It's a go-to comedy classic that will just keep you laughing more until the cows come home. And it also won an Academy Award. It was nominated for 4. Sound effects, cinematography, sound, song, original score, and editing. It won for sound effects. Yeah. The sound effects of this movie won an Academy Award. So it's an Academy Award winning movie. Literally, it is. Not me could say that. And this, like I said, is a 3.5 hours of nonstop hilarity. I laughed my butt off the entire time, and I had a great time watching it. What you're seeing behind me is my room's kind of in disarray. I'm moving stuff around. Right here is a bookshelf. I have another one next to it, and another one. So that's going to be where I'm going to do videos soon. And all of my movies are just going to be right there, and I'm going to pull it off and talk about the review of what I'm reviewing that day after I've watched it. So, without further ado, remember, tell me who your favorite comedian is down below. And if you want to see another movie like this ever made again. And always remember, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification for more videos like this, and give me a thumbs up. Oh yeah! And thank you for watching. We hit over 1,000 views, and it's still progressing nicely. And I thank each and every one of you for that. We're currently at 181-ish, right around 180, 181 when I record this video. That's amazing, subscriber-wise. Keep up, guys. Keep on sharing these. Keep on telling your friends about the channel, and keep on keeping on. And always remember, find that comedy that makes you laugh. Even if it is a zany one with a lot of comedy legends, like It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. Make it a movie night and dive right in.